Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A for May. If you would like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. Okay, so let's jump straight into this. I'm being extremely professional this month, doing it in my bedroom. But anyway, let's just go, shall we? Question number 1. Because everyone has been spamming this in your videos, probably, why don't you apply to auditions like X Factor, etc.? Because your voice is just ah-wah. That means good, not bad. Well, I actually don't have the stomach to even watch programs like X Factor and Britain's Got Talent and all shows like that. Like, I can't even bring myself to watch them because I just don't like the way it's handled a lot of the time. I think The Voice is pretty good because it's based on blind auditions, so it is down to talent and skill, but in saying that, I still can't get over the way it's done. Like, I do kind of know someone, and I know the vague story about how she went to audition for maybe X Factor, I think. And, you know, you don't hear about this, but apparently she went in and there's just a load of, like, booths, like cubicles. And you just go into one, there's someone sat in each one, and you just go up to them and they say, like, sing. And so you're hearing everybody else around you. It's like really close together booths. And she said she just kind of went in there and they said, okay, sing. And she sang and they said no. And that was like kind of the first step, which I've never seen before. I've never seen that happen. So it's something behind the scenes that, you know, I don't really agree with that either. And I just don't like the hype, and I can't even watch these programs. I can't even watch them because, especially there was one where they had chairs, like they had maybe 10 chairs or something. It was towards the final stages of this singing competition. And so the first 10 people would come out, and obviously each one of those would get a chair to sit on. And if you was in this chair, then it meant that you had gone through to the next stage. But they obviously had more than 10 contestants, so they had maybe, say, 50. So as these extra contestants are coming out and performing, they had to get someone up out of the chair if they thought that the person that was performing had better skill than them, get someone up out of the chair and place them. And I just think that is so brutal, because if you're sitting in a chair, you're kind of thinking, well, you know, I'm sitting pretty here, I'm good to go through to the finals. And then it's not, because you're going to get someone else kind of take your place. And how awful is it for those people to cross paths as they're walking away, as if to say, you know, I'm really sorry that, you know, I've just destroyed your dream, but this is my dream. And it shouldn't be such a huge kind of rivalry, what's the word? So it shouldn't be so brutally competitive like that. It should be just a recognised skill, and if you're good at something, then you should be able to progress, not by sort of the power of elimination through 4 or 5 people that, you know, kind of deem your dream and whether it should be achieved or not. But I won't ever probably go on anything like that. I'm too nervous as well. I don't think I'd be able to get on stage and actually perform to the best of my ability, because even whilst doing karaoke I get quite nervous, and it affects my vibrato, it affects, you know, my voice, and I don't think I'd be any good live. I'm definitely much more comfortable being like a studio singer, where I can do multiple takes until I'm completely happy as I can be with the final sound. Whereas live singers, I mean, kudos to live singers, because you're getting up on stage, you're doing the performance from start to end, and if you do something wrong you can't change it, you just gotta kind of go with it. So it's a good question, but it's not something that I will ever consider pursuing. Do you still do wow parodies? Do you have a person send you lyrics or full arrangement? I'm only good with the writing part. How would one get it to you? So So this is your sneaky way of asking me if I'd sing something that you've written, right? I do still do WoW parodies, not as often as I used to because I'm not currently playing World of Warcraft. And you can, Rowan writes a hell of a lot of lyrics for the singers in the WoW parody community. So he very frequently is sending me song ideas and things. But if you want to get a song over to me, you can, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to sing it because it might not be something that I like. No offence, the song might not be something that I want to sing, or I might just be a little bit busy, but there's no harm in sending it over to me and seeing what happens. Okay, so you are approached by a panda and all you have in your pocket is a knife, gummy bears and a picture of your face. So you have three options. 1, you probably know what the knife is for. 2, give the panda some gummy bears. 3, show the panda the picture so he can fall in love with you. And that's from Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat, that is probably one of the weirdest questions you've ever asked me. I'd probably give him some gummy bears because it would take him so long to chew them that I would have legged it by then and got help. Do you have an Xbox? If so, what is your gamer tag? And that is from Kitty Cat. I do have an Xbox. Only in the past, maybe 4 or 5 months have I actually set it up to the internet. It used to not be on the internet, so I didn't have Xbox Live or anything like that. I'm not going to give out my gamer tag because my console gaming is very much my sort of bedroom chill out gaming time. I don't want to kind of be bombarded, but a little bit annoyed with Xbox internet gaming, live gaming, because so we get it on the internet and we had a few games and we was playing those and that was all good, and then Gigi and Ian and I wanted to play Diablo together, so you know we purchased Diablo again, so we already had it on our PCs but we wanted to go for the console version on the Xbox, so we downloaded it again and it is, in my opinion, 10 times better playing it on the console than the PC. I love playing it on my Xbox. But the really frustrating thing about it is that we sit down to play and I try and invite Ian to my game because we have separate Xboxes, and I can't invite him because I'm not a live member. So I can't play multiplayer on Diablo because I'm not a live member. So I was like, okay, how do I become a live member? I have to pay £6 a month, it's a subscription thing. So I was like, that kind of sucks because the only game that I play multiplayer is Diablo on the Xbox, and it's free to play multiplayer Diablo on the PC. So I don't really know how that's justified, but it's £6 a month and I get to play with Ian and I get to play with Gigi, so I can justify it being £6 a month, but it's a little bit frustrating because it's free to play multiplayer on the PC. But it seems that all games that have the multiplayer function on the Xbox, you have to be an Xbox Live subscriber member to be able to play multiplayer games. I don't understand why, so if any of you know why, fill me in. Hold up both your hands, clap them together. Do you have 2 hands or 1 mega hand at the point of contact? 1 mega hand. I'd like to think it's 1 mega hand, Cage the Orc. Are you still in a relationship? If not, would you like to date me? That's from Anonymous. What is up with these questions? Do you have a thigh gap, and do you think a thigh gap makes girls look more attractive? Max, why would a thigh gap make a girl look more attractive? Where's that come from? Can you speak Spanish? From Gabriel Ceron. No, I don't know any Spanish. I know, oh no wait, is obrigada and gracias, adios, hola, is that Spanish? Or am I literally mixing in about 3 or 4 different languages there? I am, aren't I? It's not, I don't think I said any Spanish there. What is the longest you have gone without sleep? And that's from Kitty Cat as well. Okay, the longest I went without sleep was when I met Gigi. We went to Thornbury Castle and I had, on the first night, I had 1 hour's kip. Because I don't know, I just could not drift off. And then so I went the whole of the next day on 1 hour's sleep, and then that night I went to bed and I thought, God, I'm going to sleep like an absolute baby tonight. And I didn't, because I got haunted by Jasper. Jasper Tudor, damn you. And he kept me awake until the very early hours of the morning, and I got another 1 hour's sleep. So so the next day I was running on 2 hours sleep in 48 hours, and it's really hard. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. I have 2 questions. 1, can I marry your voice? 2, if you could go back to a normal, non-famous life for one day, would you? Your #1 fan and future best friend, Saviour. P.S. I love you, Jenna. Okay, so 1, you cannot marry voices. There's no law being passed to say that you can marry voices, but now that the UK is out of the EU, maybe there will be a law that's created that allows you to marry people's voices. Who knows? And if you could go back to a normal, non-famous life for one day, would you? Yeah, this is my normal, this is my normal life. I'm not famous. Your #1 fan and future best friend, Saviour. Thank you, Saviour. Hello, Sharm. I actually had 2 questions. 1, if you could change anything about the world, what would it be? 2, when you're listening to music, do you sing the parody versions or the actual song? Thanks, Rosine. Hello, Rosine. We've sung together, I remember. If I could change anything about the world, what would it be? For people to treat each other the way... Oh my, this is so deep. I just went so deep in my mind. I went down the rabbit hole. For people to treat each other the way that we used to treat each other when we're children, where it doesn't matter where you're from, what your religion is, what your skin colour is, everyone just plays with the choo-choo train and gets on with each other. And when I'm listening to music, do I sing the parody versions or the actual song? It depends. If it's an old parody that I've done, I sometimes sing my lyrics, but it depends on how much I remember my parodies, because my brain is like Dory. I can't remember lyrics that I wrote like years ago, and I can't remember lyrics that I wrote like yesterday. So, would you happen to know what happened to Young Fry as well? Because I know you used to do collaborations with him, and that was from the Rookman. No, I don't know what happened to Young Fry as well. I did one song with him. I think that was with Wick as well, and Trade Chat. And I don't really know what happened to him. I'm just kind of assuming that life took over in another direction and he kind of meandered off to that. But I have no idea what happened to Young Fries. What do you think are the most OP classes in Hearthstone? Where does your interest in K-pop come from? How is your recruitment thing in Skywind going? Lots of love from Italy, AVR. Hello, AVR. OP classes in Hearthstone, probably, I haven't played for, oh my god, such a long time, maybe like a year. But the most OP classes I would, well, from what I remember, I don't know if it's changed now, is Hunter, I felt, and Priest, or was it Paladin? The one that does the light well and then buffs it to like 12-12. And the thing is there's so many deck setups now that I've seen on YouTube that I don't think it kind of matters about what class you've picked to play anymore on Hearthstone, because if you've got the cards in your deck, then you're laughing. Where does your interest in K-pop come from? I'm not really massively interested in K-pop. I like the music, but it's not like my favourite genre of music. It's mostly working with certain individuals who have introduced me to some K-pop, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And my recruitment in Skywind, I haven't done anything for Skywind for a very long time. I'm not sure really what's going on with it. I know it's still going. I know that they're still developing Skywind, and I'm not really kind of up to date with it, to be perfectly honest. I did quite a few vocal pieces for them, and I don't actually know if they're still going to be used, so we'll just have to see what it's like when Skywind becomes available. I'm not sure if you have or not, but have you ever considered doing a duet with Maluka? I have, but Maluka's like, I'm here and Maluka's like over there, up and over there, so I don't think I'll ever get a chance to do a collab with her, but I think she's a fantastic singer. She's got a very unique style, and she is the kind of singer that if you turn on the radio and you heard her singing, you would know straight away that that's Maluka singing because of her distinct tone, and but I don't think I'll ever get to do a duet with Maluka, but it would be nice too. Why do you always seem to wear long-sleeved shirts? That's an odd question. Did I go through a phase of wearing long-sleeved shirts? I don't know. Maybe because it was winter. What is your dream car? And that is from Vilmus Gartner. I have no idea. I don't know anything about cars, although when I was growing up I did want to have I think it was a Vauxhall Tigra in gold. That was when I was like 16, and Vauxhall Tigras are so outdated now, so but I don't know what my dream car would be. Gigi's just got a Mini, a blue, like a royal blue Mini, and it looks pretty awesome. And I think, oh okay, so maybe a Kia Sportage, because that's what we had when we went to Mallorca this year. We drove a hire car and we got upgraded to a Kia Sportage, which was pretty cool, and it had Bluetooth and like a camera in it so you could see when you're reversing. It was pretty cool and it looked good as well, but it was in white, and I'm not very fond of white cars. I like dark coloured cars like black or like maroons. I am sad that you don't play WoW anymore. Is there anything that I could do to convince you to play again? I still have your name reserved on my server, and I would even cover your game time. Being on Moonguard alone is enough entertainment. I welcome you to my home if you would join us. And that is from Rowan of Moonguard. Hello, Rowan. Well, it's funny that I've just read that question actually. You did post it like a year ago. But as you probably know, I went to see the Warcraft movie with Ian last week or the week before, and I did come away from it thinking, oh no, now I want to play World of Warcraft. I've got the itch and I need to play it, and I haven't. But I am considering playing WoW again. The reason why I'm not playing WoW is because when I played last time, I lasted for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks after having half a year break before I actually quit, and I just thought, whoa, that was boring. I can't pay £8 or £9.99 or whatever it is a month, because that was boring. And I don't want to spend my time grinding for gold, because I don't have a lot of time to game. I game in the evenings for maybe an hour. I literally log on, I'll do a dungeon and log off. This is Final Fantasy. And then the time before the last time I quit, I lasted for maybe 2 or 3 months, and then I quit. So I know that if I go back, I'm only going to be playing for maybe a month before I'm starting to think, you know, this is getting on my tits, it's boring. Plus, I'm really enjoying Final Fantasy online. I love that game so much. It's visually beautiful, it's cheaper than World of Warcraft, and it's just more updated and it's more my style of gaming. In saying that though, I do think about coming back every now and then, and it's mostly because of all of the years that I invested into that game and the characters that I have. It seems a shame to kind of leave it all behind, but I just don't think I could justify £8 or £9 a month on a game that I'm not particularly enjoying, when I'm already enjoying several games. I'm currently playing Final Fantasy Online, which is my subscription MMO, and I'm playing Diablo with Gigi and Ian, and I'm also playing Kingdoms of Amalur. I'm replaying through that on the Xbox, so I've got lots of games to be playing right now. But it's something that is on my mind, and I am considering coming back to WoW, so we'll just have to see what happens when Legion comes out. So that's it for this month's Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade, and I'll answer your question as long as it's not too rude. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you very soon for the next weekly vlog, and if not, then I'll see you in next month's monthly Q&A. Bye!